Minimalist on a motorcycle trip. Is that even possible? Yes, and you'll be surprised how easy everything goes. In this video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips that will completely change the way you travel. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. We don't need much for day or two, but on the long trips must be different story, right? Of course, you're gonna spend many days, weeks, months out of your home and you're gonna need a lot of stuff. Well, in theory, yes, but in practice, no. I know that for most of you will be hard to believe it, but with the 5 tips that I have promised, you'll be able to see the things from a little bit different angle. The total weight of my entire luggage is around 18 kilograms. I have 15 in my saddle bag and around 3 kilograms in my tank bag. It could be less if I don't plan to use the tent with like 5 kilograms less, but it will never be more than this. So let's finally tell you the tips that I have promised. Tip number 1, the motorcycle choice. Here we go. We came again to this pavilion, aren't we? Yes, absolutely. But it is what it is. You can believe in whatever you like, but the motorcycle choice, right or not, will determine the future direction of your trips. The lighter you are, the more you'll be able to see, and the easier it's going to be for you to reach your goals. The heavier you are, the more time and money you're going to spend, and the less you're going to enjoy your trips. So you have 2 options: to become minimalist or maximalist, or maybe something in between. I guess that some of you won't be able to see the logic behind my words, so let me explain to you once again what exactly I mean. The motorcycle choice that you're going to make will push you to buy the necessary accessories for it, right? In 99% of cases, you'll be directed to YouTube, where you will be influenced from the owners of these or similar motorcycles, right? In your opinion, what will be the advice of owner of GS 1200 or Yamaha Super Tenere 1200 if you ask them about the luggage? I can bet that in most of the cases it will be hard panniers, top box and big tank bag, and maybe 2 additional bags on the crash guards. And if you decide to listen and head to this direction, it will be completely different from the minimalist approach, and you won't be able to come back, at least for the next few years, because you already spent the money for this gear. Tip number 2, use soft luggage. I know that you love your hard panniers, but I am not forcing you to change the way you travel. I just cannot give you a minimalist advice, because the hard panniers and the racking system that you have weigh more than my entire luggage. This is just the reality. Accept it or continue travel the way you do it now. The soft luggage will teach you how to be more creative, selective and thoughtful with everything that you're taking with you on the trip. On the other hand, the solid mounting system of the hard panniers will allow you to overload your motorcycle, and this cannot and will not help you in any way on a long trip. Tip number 3, optimize your luggage. To be easy for me to explain what I mean, I have to split the entire topic of the luggage to 6 different categories: personal items, clothing, camping gear, chargers, spare parts, tools and camera gear. The first was personal items: passport, driver license, credit cards, telephone, everything that you need to travel around your country or cross the border. I keep all of this in my riding jacket pockets. In fact, that is everything that I have. All of my documents are here, plus my passport. Everything goes into my wallet, and my wallet always stays inside of my riding jacket. And it is the same with my telephone in the second pocket. Let me tell you one story. Maybe a few months ago, a Turkish guy came here to meet me in Varna. And hello, Oskay, I have to tell you a story because it will help others do not make your mistake. And he was very organized guy, but for all of his personal items, he has another additional bag, which one he was wearing on the top of his riding jacket. So when he need to travel, he has tank bag, saddlebags and everything, and on the top of everything he has this personal bag, wear it like this, and it actually restrict his movements. And I asked him, why you have this bag? And he said, because I have so many things. I said, what do you have inside? And he started taking a lot of stuff that he does not really need every day on the road. And if you only split to two items, telephones and documents, a small wallet, this could be stored everywhere. On that day we were riding here around Varna in the surroundings, and when I saw how difficult it is for him to control the motorcycle, I just asked him to remove it. And he tied it on the tail of his motorcycle, and then he said, well, it is so easy like this. Next time I'm gonna take way less. The second was clothing. Take only what you really need. 1 sweatshirt, 3 t-shirts, 3 pairs of socks and underwear, maybe flip-flops, a small towel, zip pumps to walk around, walking shoes, and few more small items. Here you might resist and say, Paolo, no, I need this, I need that. Do you really need it, or you just want it? Number 3 was camping gear. Here you have to be very honest with you and really know your priorities. In my situation, I tent only when I cannot find a hotel or it is too expensive. And that's why I carry the tent, inflatable mattress, sleeping bag and small pillow. That's everything. But in your situation might be different. Actually, this camping or tenting might be the reason why you travel. So you might need the tent, everything around the tent, like sleeping bag, mattresses, everything big and useful and easy to sleep on it. And then it's a table, it's a chair, it's a stove, plate, forks, knives, everything. But this is something completely different, and it has no place in the minimalistic world. The fourth was tools and spare parts. Here you have to be very careful. First of all, on my motorcycle I carry only the tools that are suitable with my motorcycle, which is mean that if we travel 2, 3, 4 people and your motorcycle got a different nuts or different sizes, I cannot help you because the tools that I carry are only for my motorcycle. This will remove like 70-80% of the tools that you don't need on the road. Also, I keep all of the tools that I need all the time on my motorcycle. This got 2 purposes. First is to have access to the tools every time when I ride. It doesn't matter on a long trip or somewhere around my home. And the second is to not put them in my luggage. And the saddlebag that I use, I might put like a spare tubes or some spare parts if I need it, but the tools always stay on the bike, and especially the big tire levers, they are very big and heavy. If I have to put them in my saddlebag, they won't fit. Or when you carry a lot of luggage, this might also push you to go for the hard panels because you don't have enough place in your saddlebags, or just because they might damage your saddlebags. But when you find a place on your motorcycle, my situation, okay, I have it under the seat, but you might need to have a toolbox or something like that to keep them all the time. So think about it. Number 5, chargers, power banks and other electronics. And nowadays, thanks to the Type-C USB, it is so much easier. Now I can have only one of these, one cable with the adapter, and I can charge my camera, my telephone, my compressor, and also I used to carry one of these additional power banks in the case I need power, but now because my compressor comes with additional battery that is also suitable as a power bank, I can have only this, and this will help me to significantly reduce the amount of cables or chargers that I have. And you might say it's not that much, but then 300 grams here, 300 grams there, and he will finish with 30 kilograms in total. The sixth was the camera gear. Of course, this is not necessary, and for many of you, it will start and finish with your smartphone. But in my situation, I need one GoPro, which I use to film when I write, and I use the same GoPro when I walk around. I also have one big DSLR for pictures, but this is my choice. You might go with something a little bit different. But again, you need a space, and I decided to pick my tank bag because I can grab it anytime, and it's not that heavy, like around, I told you, like 3 kilograms. By the way, recently I started doing live streams every Sunday for channel members and Patreons, and if you're interested to see what we're talking about, we have discussions of different topics. I also do Q&A sections. I reply a lot of the questions that you might have. All the details will be in the description down below. Let's now continue with the tips. We came to number 4. Make all of your plans in advance. Wait a minute, Pavlin. How exactly making my plans in advance will help me with your so-called minimalistic approach? Hold on, I'm going to explain you. By having all of your plans already made in advance, you will know exactly what you need all the time to every day of your trips, or at least basic idea. And this will help you to remove or add a lot of things in or from your luggage. Still cannot get it? Let me give you a few examples. If your trip is around 5,000–6,000 kilometers, you can change the oil before you go, so you don't need to carry any oil or filters with you. Or if you know that on your trip, the place you're going, you're not going to use the tent anyway, you don't need to take it. Or if the trip is long, let's say 10, 12, 15,000 kilometers, and you know that you have to change the oil, instead of carrying the oil and filters with you, you can order it somewhere on the road and buy it when you go there. The same with filter, even though the filter is not heavy, but again, it's something that you have to have in your luggage. Or another example will be if the journey is very long and you need a second set of tires, instead of having the tires with you, you can buy it once you go to the area. If you cannot find this type of tires, or if there is nothing to buy, you might try to find someone that lives in the area or at least nearby and ship the tires to his address before you even go. But all of this will be only possible if you know your plans in advance. I hope that it is clear now. And the last, number 5, is to share your plans in social media. You'll be surprised how many people will respond and offer their help. It might be anything, from accommodation to a simple garage to change your oil or to maintain your motorcycle, or maybe to find the specific parts, to shorten your route, whatever. But all of this will help you again to the minimalistic approach, to tune, to find, to reduce everything that you need. Or as I already told you, you can ask them to ship to their address anything that you don't need until you get there. And when you combine all of this to the original plan, and your reaction will be wow! You have to know that you're not alone. Motorcycle community is very strong. We always help each other. Thank you very much for watching this long video. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you want to learn more about long motorcycle trips, check the rest of the videos on the channel. I have more than 1,000. If you want to learn but you don't have the time, you might consider joining my online course over there. For only 8 hours, you'll be able to learn the most important and finally start with your dream adventures. All the details will be in the description down below. See you next time. Ciao.